What's up guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Gareth from Park Cameras, as it always is in every single video, and today we are checking out some more used equipment. It's used week here at Park Cameras, so it'll be fun to check out some of this used equipment that we've got. We've got loads of it. You can check it all out in the link in the description to go and check out all kinds of different stuff. Today, we are checking out what kind of setup you can get for under £1,000. Earlier in the week, we did what kind of setup can you get for under £500, and that was kind of more of an all-rounder setup. We talked about the Fujifilm X Pro 1 with an 18 to 55mm lens, which was under £500, but gave you a super nice setup for just all kinds of different photography stuff. And also that camera looks, super nice. Today though, we're talking about what you can get for under £1,000, and we've got a few different options here for what we can do. We're gonna start off with the Canon 6D, which is gonna be our base for the setups. Then we've got some different lenses that we're gonna talk about for what kind of genres of photography you might wanna do. This is a lovely camera, to be honest. And obviously as an interchangeable lens camera, you can kind of build up your setup in whatever way you want with regards to what kind of photography you might want to do. Now this comes out around £509. There's a link in the description so you can go and check it out for yourself and play along a little bit if you want to. There's a link for all the stuff we're going to be talking about in this video down there. So just go and check that out if you ever want to check out any of this cool stuff. But essentially what I love about this, it's very comfortable, very easy to use. If you have any experience with Canon at all, you're going to be right at home. So let's start by talking about this lens here, which is the 24-105 f3.5 to 5.6. A great all-rounder. This is going to be our kind of all-rounder lens in this situation. You know, it's not the fastest, of course. You might want to go for a prime if you want a nice fast aperture, maybe for portraits. We'll get onto that in a minute. But this gives you such a great amount of versatility for photos, for video, you know, landscape. You can absolutely still do portrait with this as well. You know, especially if you zoom, you're going to get that nice compression. You're still going to get that blurred background. Whew. And I think that looks really nice actually. So that's definitely an option here as well. It's just a very versatile kind of kit style lens. It's image stabilized as well, which means we can compensate for the aperture if we want to, but we can also just use a slightly lower shutter speed. It also helps with handheld video, all that kind of stuff, which we have on this camera as well. You can get some really nice images from a lens like this. You know, sometimes it can be a little bit off-putting when you see f3.5 to 5.6, you know, you think of a kit lens, all that kind of stuff, but you can actually get some nice detailed sharp images with this lens. So definitely a good option as an all-rounder. And these two paired together, you're gonna be able to do all kinds of things. Now, next up, we have got the 35mm f2. And this allows us some really nice options for portraits. I know you're thinking, 35mm for portraits? That's absolutely right. And the reason for that is actually 35mm can be a great focal length for portraits. You know, f2 is a slightly faster aperture, so you've got that there. Of course, you could go for something like a 50mm f1.8, the kind of classic nifty 50. But I like the versatility you can get out of something like this, 35mm f2. Great for portraits. Slightly wider angle for portraits, which can be an interesting one, but I actually really like 35mm. We've done videos in the past on whether 35mm or 85mm are better for portraits and kind of the pros and cons of both. I love shooting 35mm portraits, but with an f2 aperture and a 35mm focal range, there's a lot of versatility to this lens. You know, this is gonna be a great all-rounder as well. We talk about this one, but as a prime lens, you're gonna get some nice detailed sharp images out of this, probably better image quality because it's a prime lens. That tends to be how it is. With a fast aperture, so low light's gonna be great as well. It's gonna be great for video at that kind of focal length, perfect. This is a great option for anyone looking for just a fixed focal length setup, run and gun, you know, nice camera, nice lens. That's not gonna be too big and heavy either. Get some great stuff, photo, video. It's gonna force you to kind of think about your composition, move a little bit. Fantastic setup. And like I say, you can get some great portrait stuff in there as well. Next up we have the 70-200 f4. Now this is a lovely lens. That's not f2.8, fair enough, but actually the f4 version is super nice because look how big it is, how big and how light this thing is. You know, this is gonna pair perfectly with the 6D. You're gonna get some lovely images. You've got the telephoto option there. So this is kind of not an all-rounder in the same way that the 24-105 is, but this is your kind of all-rounder telephoto. I have, and absolutely will again, I'm sure, stuck a 70-200 on the front of my camera and not taken it off for weeks because it's so good for all kinds of stuff. You can kind of get almost anything with it, a little bit like you can with the 24-105. Portraits, absolutely, even f4, you know, especially if you're zooming in, you're gonna get that compression, looks super nice. Ooh, that blurred background. But even so, you can get some landscape with this. I actually prefer shooting landscape with a longer telephoto zoom like this. You know, all kinds of stuff I've shot with the 7200. It's a fantastic option, and something like these two together, ooh, now you're talking about some stuff. Probably of the three of these lenses, this would be the one I'd go for. I think it just offers so much. F4 I have no issue with at all. I think the image quality out of this is so nice as well, and you've just got so much versatility for what you're shooting. I think it's a fantastic option. But what do you think? Those are kind of three different setups that we've got here, all basing it on the kind of foundation of the 6D, because it's just a great camera and it just works really well with, you know, there's loads of Canon lenses, there's loads of EF lenses to choose from. So that works out as a really good system to then build up, you know, into whatever you want to use it for. But what do you think? I'd love to hear what your kind of setup will be. Under £1,000, check the link in the description. That's going to take you through to our used kind of area where you can check out a bunch of different stuff. Let me know in the comments, what would your kind of setup be? £1,000 budget, what would you go for? You could probably go for multiple lenses. If you sort it in a way, in a certain way, you could probably get a camera body and a couple of lenses, you know, nifty 50. Oh, that's not going to cost too much. So, you know, there's a lot of options for what you can do there. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Absolutely let me know. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up, otherwise known as a like. Make sure to subscribe as well, because of course that helps us out, but it also means that you won't miss out on tutorials, on videos like this, on reviews of brand new kit, usually on the day it's announced as well. So super exciting stuff. I will of course see you in the next video. And as always, thanks for watching.